What's up, co-counsels? I'm exhausted, but I'm here, okay? I am here, but I am tired. All right, let me share my screen. Let's get into Nick Kassotis. This man has a lot going on, all right? More twists, more turns. I watched a bit of today. Could not watch all the way because I was working. Let's swap these. All right, let's get into this. Callie sent me a few messages about today's testimony. So let's just get into it. Let's get into it. All right. Let's see. Can we find the proper timestamp? All right.
Discussion
tired.
by him about the name change.
All right. So I watched this during the break. I watched this young lady as well. I believe she was Mindy's best friend. Some other. Listen. Okay. Let me figure out where we're trying to watch from. There's testimony that I did not get into. Hold on. I don't know who this is. Let's find out. Let us find out. All right. I'm tired. I'm really tired.
Do we have a witness present? Okay. Then let's
Just waiting on my client, Your Honor.
Okay. Didn't notice.
Something's going on. I don't know who this is. This I did not watch. Shout out to Law and Crime. The Sodas lost a lot of weight. Come on.
And please.
Alexa, remind me LinkedIn at tomorrow
Good afternoon.
at 8:30 a.m.
Please raise your right hand and take the oath.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony that you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Who is she?
Please be seated.
Would you state your name, please?
Cameron Nelson,
How do you spell Cameron?
CAM.
Okay, got it. All right. Kelly sent me a message saying that Kassotis got, was it $190,000 from a Cameron Nelson? So this is Cameron Nelson.
Where do you live?
In Williamsburg, Virginia.
Did you travel here from Williamsburg, Virginia for this trial?
I did not. During the week for work, I live in Falls Church, Virginia.
Oh,
How long have you been living there?
In Falls Church
Yes.
since January 2025.
How are you currently employed?
I'm employed as an attorney for the Defense Health Agency
so she
And how long have you been working
she
with
works
that
for?
agency?
since February of 2022.
And what is the mission of that agency?
The Defense Health Agency administers the military health system,
Oh,
taking care of the beneficiaries of active duty, retired, and reserve members of the armed forces.
You married?
I
she
am.
does what?
The Defense Health Agency administers the military health system, taking care of the beneficiaries of active duty, retired, and reserve members of the armed forces.
You married?
I am, yes, sir.
What's your husband's name?
His name is Benjamin Gray Nelson II.
What does he go by?
He goes by Gray.
How is he employed?
He's employed with his own businesses. He owns restaurants.
Which type of restaurant?
Barnes?
Mellow Mushroom Pizza Bakers.
Who?
Which type of restaurant?
Mellow Mushroom Pizza Bakers.
Melon mushroom. I
How
mean,
many does he own?
3
Where?
in Charlottesville, Virginia, Williamsburg, Virginia, and
Mellow
Newport News, Virginia.
mushroom pizza
trouble.
Closer.
If you could position yourself closer.
Let's look them up.
Can you tap your microphone, make sure it's working? Did you serve in the military?
Yes, sir, I did.
What branch?
In the Navy.
And what was your military occupational specialty?
I started as a nurse corps
Yeah, decent
officer where I
reviews.
practiced oncology and medical surgical nursing, and then later switched to the Judge Advocate General's Corps where I practice as an attorney.
How long did you serve in the Navy?
20 years active with total 24, including reserve time.
Excuse me.
Did you retire
Yes, sir, I did.
in good standing?
Yes, sir.
What was your rank when you left the Navy?
Commander.
Okay.
Can you see the defendant in this case, Nicholas Kassotis, from where you're seated?
Yes, I can.
How do you know him?
Nick and I met at Naval Justice School in 2008 when he was attending the basic lawyer course.
And what was your job and what was his job while you were at the Naval Justice School?
After he finished that course, he reported to Naval Legal Service Office Mid-Atlantic where we were both stationed until I departed in 2009.
What happened to you personally around 2009?
In February of 2009, I was diagnosed with cancer for the first time, and I was scheduled to deploy aboard the USNS Comfort, which is one of 2 hospital ships. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to go on that deployment because of that diagnosis.
I'm getting distracted.
And when the defendant learned that you had been deployed, what, if anything, did he do?
He took that deployment for me. In fact, the same day that I reported to the command to let them know the diagnosis, Nick immediately volunteered to take that deployment so that I could focus on treatment.
What was your relationship like with the defendant during that period of time?
It was good. We became friends. We worked together, socialized together, both with our colleagues and their spouses as well.
And how long was that deployment on the USNF Comfort?
It was approximately 5 months.
And where was the deployment?
Central America, South America, and the Caribbean.
At some point during your career, were you ever stationed at the Pentagon?
Yes, sir, I was.
From when to when?
The first time from 2011
So
to
I guess
2014.
he
And the second
actually
time,
was
after
a
postgraduate
lawyer, or
degree,
maybe
I
he
came
still
back
is.
From 2015 to 16.
I'm trying to figure out how or why he left service, though. What's up, Brooklyn? Brooklyn, I am exhausted. I'm surprised I'm up here, but I need to be consistent. I'm tired. How was your day? Mr. Kassotis has too many twists and turns. I watched the very first portion of today's proceedings. The rest I did not get to watch, but Callie did send me a few messages. It's my understanding that this is Cameron Nelson, and Cameron Nelson gave Kassotis money. And that's why I keep saying this man could have actually been a conman, like a real conman, because he just gets people just trust him, right? People trust him. And $190,000, that's a lot of money. I don't even know that. I don't know. Maybe a parent can give you that kind of money. I don't know that a sibling can even give you that kind of money.
And what kind of work did you do while you were at the Pentagon?
The first time I was the flag aide for the Judge Advocate General of the Navy and also worked for the Chief of Naval Operations as a deputy legal counsel. The second time I was temporarily assigned to the Office of Judge Advocate General Code 18, which did cyber law, as well as the Department of Defense Office of General Counsel for Intelligence.
During the time that the defendant was in the Navy, was he too also stationed at the Pentagon?
Yes, sir, he was.
And what was his job at the Pentagon?
He was also assigned to what we call OJAG, both to Code 13, which practiced administrative law, and to Code 10, international law.
Okay.
Are you familiar with the defendant's first wife, Heather?
Yes, sir, I am.
How do you know Heather?
I met Heather through Nick. Once they began dating and became engaged, we continued to socialize with them, and we attended their wedding.
At some point, did they become divorced?
Yes, sir, they did.
And following their divorce, did the defendant ever discuss the breakup with you?
He did.
Okay. They were good
What did he
friends.
say about their breakup?
He expressed significant distress about the fact that there had been infidelity,
Okay.
which he alleged had been on Heather's part. In addition, he shared that Heather had lied about wanting to have children and that he was desperate to become a father.
Oh, she did not want children?
I'm showing you now a photograph that's marked States Exhibit 2.32. Can you see this photograph from where you're seated?
Yes, sir, I can.
Do you recognize the person
You
in
guys
this
could have blown
photograph?
that up.
Yes, sir, I do.
Who is that?
Mindy.
Do you know her last name?
Maiden name was Mebin. Married name Kassotis.
How did you come to know Mindy?
I also met Mindy through Nick, and we developed a close friendship.
Brooklyn said, why are you up here if you don't feel good? But this trial is crazy. I need Brooklyn needs rehab when the trial is over. Well, I don't know why. I mean, if the sound is low, it's just because I'm tired. That's really it. I'm not sick or anything. I'm just tired. It's been a long day. I've been prepping my client. I have a deposition in the morning, so I'm just tired. I'm just tired. This case, hands down, this is my case of 2025. I do not know that we get, I don't know that we get another case with as many issues as this case. Because initially, my case of 2025 was Colin Griffith. But this case, hands down, this is my case of 2025. It has too much going on. Okay, so Brooklyn says it's a law and crime that's low. All right. I've maxed out though. Do you want me to switch over to Core TV? Is that what you're saying? Let me know.
Mindy was incredibly vibrant and generous, and we became closer over time.
Okay.
And did they become married?
They did, yes, sir.
Did you attend that wedding?
I did.
Do you recall a time that the defendant was discharged from the Navy?
I do.
Roughly when did that occur?
Approximately 2017.
And did he discuss with you his work plans after he left the Navy?
He shared that he was interested in practicing cyber law and information technology law and had developed that interest in part through his Master of
Okay. I wonder if he was discharged from the Navy and that information, the reason why he was discharged cannot be before the jury. I wonder. I'm not going to go look up, pleadings because I don't have time for all of that. Brooklyn, do you want me to switch over to Core TV? Yes, no, maybe?
laws program at Georgetown.
He could have kept his job, no?
Did he ever mention to you an association with Microsoft?
He did. He shared that in his job search as he was leaving the Navy, he had gone to an event called Jobs for JAGS,
Okay.
which is an annual event that's hosted by the Judge Advocate Association. There he met a man named Peter who worked for Microsoft in some capacity,
Peter.
and that Peter had been interested in talking about cyber opportunities for Nick.
And did you communicate with the defendant after he left the Navy?
Yes, I did.
Were you asked by Detective Frost with the Liberty County Sheriff's Office to indicate the different addresses and phone numbers that you had used to communicate with him?
Yes, sir.
I'm showing you now what's marked with State's Exhibit number 2.33 and ask if you can identify them.
Yes, sir. I do recognize those. That's a list of email addresses and phone numbers with which I communicated with Mindy and Nick.
And that you provided to the Liberty County
Correct.
Sheriff's Office. I'll tender it this time. State's Exhibit 2.33.
Any objection? No objection. It is.
At some point during the time you were communicating with the defendant, did you guys use Signal?
We did.
What is Signal?
Signal is an app where you can text or make phone calls. They're encrypted, as far as I understand. It's not uncommon to use that because it doesn't use data charges in a lot of cases if you're on Wi-Fi.
And does it have a feature that can make the messages disappear?
You can. Either user could set that message to disappear at a certain period of time or immediately.
And at some point we'll get to later, you provided messages to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation
I did.
and explained how they did not disappear.
Generally, Nick had set the text settings so that they would disappear. Sometimes he did not do that, and it's not my habit to have messages disappear unless I intentionally delete them. So I had not deleted those.
At some point, did Nick ever discuss with you threats that he was receiving?
He did.
What did he say?
He explained first that there had been an issue with his USAA banking account.
Wait, what?
That someone had either.
Hold
Threats
on.
that
Here,
he
this
was-
is when we get into,
It's-
let's see. Brooklyn, did you send anything to me? Brooklyn says, I don't think the DA has, are you saying has or has not proven that he deleted, but he was a scammer? Oh, I see what you're saying. So you're saying that you do not think that the prosecution has proved the allegations beyond a reasonable doubt, other than the fact that Nick is a scammer. So, okay, apparently a lot of twists and turns happened today that he has proven that he committed the homicide. Yeah, I figured that's what you were saying. I don't know. I'm just here for the twists and turns. That's what I'm here for. Okay, I'm here for the twists and turns.
At some point, did Nick ever discuss with you threats that he was receiving?
Okay, threat.
He did.
What did he say?
He explained first that there had been an issue with his USAA banking
Okay.
account, that someone had either hacked his account or had somehow, I think an employee of USAA or more than one employee had accessed his account. He also explained that there had been issues with his mail. And in addition to that, he explained that his first wife, Heather, had attempted to break into the house.
Did he say anything to you about threats made by Heather?
He
Heather.
indicated that Heather had made
Hold
threats
on.
to him.
What?
I don't
Threat?
remember
Hold
Heather
on.
employee had accessed his account. He also explained that there had been issues with his mail. And in addition to that, he explained that his first wife, Heather, had attempted
Oh,
to break
first
into the
wife.
house.
Did he say anything to you about threats made by Heather?
He indicated that Heather had made threats to him. I don't recall specifically, but that he had reported the
I do not know why Weinstein is not objecting. I don't see the relevance. Sure, the bank account or whatever, maybe. As far as the ex-wife, I don't see the relevance of any of that.
threats from Heather and the break-in to the Alexandria Police Department and the issues with the banking and the mail to the FBI.
That's what he said.
Correct.
That's what he said.
But did there come a time that he began experiencing financial problems?
He explained that he had been, yes.
And what did he tell you about his financial problems?
That related back to the USAA issues. He explained that he did not have access to any of the money that was in his account and was struggling to pay bills, common bills, and very basic level bills like vet bills, medical bills for Mindy, food, and was in distress because of that.
Did you and your husband attempt to help him out financially?
We did. Prior to May of 2018, we had provided some minimal assistance. In May of 2018, he asked for $2,000 in cash,
Okay.
which I did provide. And that date stands out because it's a time that I had also been diagnosed with cancer a second time.
Somebody's phone is ringing.
And Nick had indicated that he felt it was a significant thing to ask me to do that while I was undergoing cancer treatment, and that he would not do so if it were not an emergency.
Now, was this a gift or a loan?
It was a loan.
Okay, so he had to pay it back?
Did there come a time that he was given access to a Capital One venture credit card?
Yes, sir.
Tell the jury about that.
As time went on, we provided more assistance. And while Nick and Mindy were still in Alexandria, we provided not housing, but we provided food, medical expenses, and food or vet bills.
Hold
for us
on.
either.
Okay, for Nick, I understand. He had left his employment. Wasn't Mindy employed? Did she not have a job? Brooklyn says, so watch Heather, the first wife and the last witness, okay? Heather believed that he had $32 million. I heard something about that. I believe Callie sent me a text about that. And it kind of sounds like he attracted gold diggers. I hate to put it that way. And the reason I say that is because if we go back to Samantha, the third wife, right? The third wife was quick to fall in love or fall for Nick, and they were making all these plans. and Nick was looking at homes that were worth $800,000 as opposed to starter homes. And I guess she was prepared to be set for life because she was married to a lawyer. So I think that he attracted gold diggers. Okay, that was the magnet for him to appear to be affluent when he actually doesn't have money, and that's what attracted these women to him.
Their dog. And as time went on and we got closer to the time they left in November 2019, we opted to use a credit card so that we could easily track what was being spent, knowing that it might go up
Wait, he
after
did what?
those vet bills for Rusty, their dog. And as time went on and we got closer to the time they left in November 2019, we opted to use a credit card so that we could easily track what was being spent, knowing that it might go up after they left the area because there would be housing expenses as well.
Yeah.
And how much did the defendant charge to that credit card
In total,
total?
approximately $198,000.
That's crazy. That is crazy to
And that
me.
was a loan, not a gift.
That was a loan. On two separate occasions, Nick indicated that he intended to repay and had either set up a wire transfer to repay us or
Wire
actually
transfer?
gotten a cashier's check, and those never materialized.
That is
Has
crazy.
he ever paid a penny towards that debt?
Not a penny.
At some
I
point,
suppose these people must actually have money, because I cannot imagine giving a loan to a human being for that sum of money. I just, wow.
he was cut off from using that card. Is that correct?
He was in early
They should have cut him off when he spent about $10,000 or even $50,000. You let him spend almost 200. Nah.
2021.
Nope.
At this point, it had been over a year and a half that we just felt like it was no longer sustainable. That Nick had
Yeah,
he'd-
Brooklyn, Kelly texted this to me as well. Apparently, Sony paid him $300,000. He could have just written more books, right? For story.
said that he would attempt to make some repayment, and we understood he had repaid at least one other
Actually,
friend.
I did not know that people get paid for horror stories. I might start writing. I might start writing. I've seen some stuff. I have seen some stuff.
What he had shared with us, and we decided that it was just not sustainable to continue to allow him to borrow
Right.
money.
And so he was cut off approximately when?
January of 2021,
When's the last time you saw the defendant?
November 2019.
Under what circumstance?
It was as he and Mindy were preparing to leave Alexandria, and they came to our home and we had dinner together.
And after you last saw him, did you continue to stay in touch with him?
We did, mostly by text message.
So
At
why?
some point,
I guess you'd have to continue talking to them because you want your money, but still.
was there any conversation by the defendant about changing his name?
Yes, sir, there was.
Tell the jury about that.
I don't recall the date. It was after they left Alexandria, and Nick shared that he had learned that his parents were not his biological parents.
That's
And so
crazy.
he was going to
I need
change
to look at
them
the
that his
parents.
Parents
I need to look at the parents. Are these the biological parents? Are they the adoptive parents? What's
were
going
not
on?
his biological parents. And so he was going to change his last name to Stark
That's so
as
crazy.
a result of that discovery.
And did he tell you why he picked Stark?
My understanding was that that was the name of his biological parents.
What about his birthday?
He also changed his birthday. His original birthday, I believe, was in June, and he changed it to February 14th. He told me that was his actual birthday.
That's crazy.
Did you ever have any conversation with the defendant about his writing?
I did. Nick and Mindy had both shared that Nick had developed an interest in writing fiction. I would categorize it as short.
Listen, I'm gonna start writing me something. I'm gonna start writing some short stories. I need somebody to pay me for that.
Horror stories, and that he had had some success publishing on online forums.
Wow.
Was there one in particular that stands out that he claimed was a success?
There was. Nick shared with me that one of his stories had been purchased and would be turned into a movie. And that was, he told me that in 2000.
Kind of turned into a movie, and all you get is what, 300,000? No, how much was it? $300,000? Not to be greedy, but I'm gonna need a bit more than
Me
that.
too, but I think the story was published in 2019 originally.
Do you recall the name of that story?
I do.
What is it?
My
I
mother's
think my mother-in-law is
Oh, I
trying to
think
kill
my
me.
mother-in-law is trying to.
And what was the mother-in-law's name in this?
Betsy.
That's crazy. Listen, there, just Mindy. Did Mindy read the story? Why is her mother's name the main character? I don't get it. I really don't get it.
When you would communicate with him, especially electronically,
What's the relevance of even bringing that into evidence? I don't know why Doug Weinstein is not objecting. I don't get it.
how would he refer to Mindy?
Usually by the initial M, which he referred to her in conversation as well, vocal conversation prior to the time they left Alexandria.
I'm going to show to you State's Exhibit number 2.34, 2.35, 2.36.
Hopefully, this case concludes this week. Next week, I don't think I'll be live next week. On Thursday, I cannot go live because I'm watching a WNBA game. And then on Tuesday, I'm not sure. I'm on the fence.
2.37, 2.38, 2.39, 2.40, 2.41. I want you to take a moment and look at these documents and tell me if you recognize what they are.
I do. These are text messages on Signal to me from Nick.
Okay. Are
So much for Signal being encrypted.
they all true and accurate copies of the actual text message that you received from the defendant?
Yes, sir. I took them as screenshots.
And have you had an opportunity to review those before court today?
I have.
And did you provide the law enforcement with copies of those?
I did.
Well, I'll tender at this time, Your Honor, each of those exhibits, 2.34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, they've been shown to opposing counsel.
Any objection? No objection. They're all admitted. There are 8 documents. You may proceed.
All right, starting first with exhibit 2.34. On what date was that sent?
June 8th, 2022.
And what did he tell you in that message?
He shared the news that Mindy was pregnant in
Okay.
this message.
When was that?
June
22?
8th, 2022.
Okay.
What did he tell you in that message?
He shared the news that Mindy was pregnant in this message.
Now turning to
It
exhibit
says-
2.35, what's the date?
Dang, I need more than $1,000, Brooklyn. I need more than $1,000. Brooklyn says you'll see later why Doug didn't object. Brooklyn says case is done, jury instructions. What do you mean case is done? Has the case been handed over to the jury already? I don't know.
October 26th.
So the case has come to a close?
And if you would read that to the jury, please, both your response and his response.
Yes, sir. I asked Nick, how is M doing? And Nick replied, not great. More scared than she lets on, I think. Trying to work through things to figure out what's going on and how to keep her okay. And I replied, I'm so sorry. I wish I could help.
Here's the one thing about Nick, though. He's a good writer. Okay. I keep going back to the text messages between him and Samantha, and he's a captivating author. Okay.
Please keep me posted. I will definitely say tons of prayers as always. And Nick replied, I definitely will.
Now turning your attention to exhibit 2.36, what is the date on that?
October 29th, 2022.
And would you read that for the jury?
Nick indicated that Mindy was doing a little worse, heading to the hospital again in the morning unless this new medication
Alexa,
starts
stop.
to work. I replied, oh no, sending lots of prayers and hugs. Is the hospital okay? Tell the nurses to be good to her.
Damn.
Nick replied, "It is. They've been very decent with things, explaining options and timelines." And I replied, "I'm very glad to hear that."
I don't recall where you currently work right now. What's the name of that
I
agency?
currently work for
something.
the Defense Health Agency, but I no longer practice as a nurse. I'm currently practicing as an attorney.
But are you familiar with what service members and their families are entitled to use TRICARE?
Yes, sir. TRICARE is a health plan that provides health care to designated beneficiaries. In general, those beneficiaries would be active duty, reserve, or retired service members and their families, Medal of Honor winners, survivors, and dependents, as well as other categories that may not be named. But there are very specific limitations as to who's eligible for TRICARE.
So in
Dang, that's
November of
crazy.
2022,
Really? Okay, so we're gonna have to be live on Thursday for sure. There's no question about that.
while the defendant is out of the Navy and Mindy has no association with the Navy, would they have been entitled to care from TRICARE?
Based on what I understood of Nick's status and that he had been discharged fully from the reserves and what he had shared with me, I do not believe that he would have been eligible.
Okay.
Let me direct your attention to Exhibit 2.37. What is the date?
November 1st,
Nick,
2022.
lying though.
Would you read that for the
Problem.
jury?
I inquired, "How is M doing?" Nick responded, "I think a little better. We have an appointment tomorrow afternoon, so we're hopeful that we're getting the thumbs up for her to move on at it. Hopefully they see some improvement." I replied, "A little better is in fact better. We will keep saying prayers. How are you?" Nick replied, "I'll be okay just as soon as I know everything is good with her. I can only repack everything so many times to identify new efficiencies."
Now look at State's Exhibit 2.38. What is the date?
December 1st, 2022.
Would you read that to the jury, please?
Nick texted, "Hi, Cameron. I have no idea how to write this, and I'm so sorry to send
What's
it
the
like
date?
this. But M passed away. No idea."
Date? Oh, December 1st.
Nick texted, "Hi, Cameron. I have no idea how to write this, and I'm so sorry to send it like this. But M passed away."
Okay, so Brooklyn, I have a question for you. Who do you think disappeared Mindy? How does Mindy's body end up in the woods when Nick has been telling everybody that she died in some hospital? How do you explain that?
"Please keep that close hold. I would never ask you to keep it from Gray, but I don't know how to manage anything else, and I know a lot of people still need to be told. I don't have many answers yet about what happened. I've just never felt this bad."
That's an author.
I replied, "I'm so sorry to hear this. My heart breaks for you. How can we help?"
If she's about to fork out another
Now
$2,000,
direct your attention to Exhibit
$200,000.
2.39. You see it?
Yes, sir.
What's the date?
December 5th, 2022.
Would
Okay.
you please read that to the jury?
Nick texted, "They said it was a stroke. Nothing that could have been done. Her dad said it runs in the family. I didn't know that. I don't know if that makes it better or worse."
I don't remember the prosecutor asking the father if they have a family history of a stroke. No, it doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter.
But now we know, I guess. And I replied, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. What a shock, especially at such a young age. I think it helps only in that it stops your mind from some of the constant wondering." Nick replied, "Her blood pressure had been a constant concern, but not in this way. Like it worried me, but I didn't think this was the worst case."
Okay.
Now take a look at Exhibit 2.40.
Did the prosecution bring on a witness that works at whatever hospital Mindy was supposed to be at? Because if this was my case, I would do that. Bring, some individual to come out there, get on the stand and say this person was never admitted.
What is the date?
December 11th, 2022.
Would you read that to the jury?
I texted Nick, "Checking on you. How is today going?" And Nick replied, "So.
He was too busy
I
flirting.
have M's ashes
Samantha.
back. The process was awful, and I never got to see her."
Wow, so he has the ashes? That's not good. Brooklyn, I don't care what you're saying about whether the prosecution have proved its case. How do you end up with ashes if her body is in the woods in Liberty County, Georgia? So I don't know. Apparently, it's ashes. Let's see where
I
this
was
goes.
told, and I feel sick about it. I thought that it was going to be different, and maybe I should have asked more questions, but I just wasn't comprehending.
And
One
finally,
terrible
turn
thing.
your attention to Exhibit 2.41. What's the date
March 28th,
of what year?
2023.
Okay.
Would you read that to the jury?
Nick texted, "I heard a rumor you were trying to find me. My car quite literally exploded on me, and I've been in the hospital while I wait to see what happened. Sorry I've been so hard to reach. The other phone died in the fire. You should see the photos. Gray would probably find them interesting."
And then were there photographs attached to that text?
There were, yes, sir.
And are they attached to that exhibit?
I want to see. Show me.
That's all the questions I have.
What a
Thank you.
case.
Mr.
Sheesh.
Trustee, cross-examination.
Wait, what? Is he cross-examining? Is it not? What did Doug say? Oh, these poor parents over here.
Good afternoon, Ms. Nelson.
Nothing.
I'm Doug Weinstein. I'm representing Nick Kassotis in this case. You got to know
I like this
Nick,
time.
did you say at Naval Justice in 2008? Is that correct?
We met briefly there, yes.
And when did you get to actually know him better?
During our first duty station in the Judge Advocate General's Corps in Norfolk.
What was Nick like?
Kind. Nick was the first person to offer to help someone. You know, frequently he was the first
That's a risky question to ask, opening
person
the
to
door.
volunteer as
Good
obviously
character,
he
bad
volunteered for
character.
deployment for me.
So Brooklyn is saying that something happened to Mindy and he panicked because no one believed that it was due to natural causes. DA didn't bring anyone from the hospital. That's okay. So something happens to Mindy. How does her body end up in the woods? That's the real question. And I don't believe that. I think motive in this case, let me save that. I'll save that for closing. Let me save it for closing.
Did you ever know him to be violent?
No,
Did he have a temper?
not that I saw.
In States Exhibit 2.37 from November 1st of 2022, I believe Nick references repacking everything.
Mhm.
What did you take that to mean?
That they were going to relocate to a different house or a different location.
Was that common for them at the time?
Yes, it had been.
How often would you say they moved, as far as you know?
Often, I mean, it varied.
Every few days, every few months, every few weeks?
It could be all of the above.
We have too much going on.
You've retained a law firm to try to recover the money that you lent to Nick,
Good
correct?
luck.
We did.
And the law firm is
Whose
Kaufman
phone is
and
that?
Canoles?
Kaufman and Knowles, yes.
Kaufman and Canoles. And the amount that you are seeking to recover from Nick Kassotis is $199,402.91. Does that sound about right?
About right.
Okay.
Well, no,
No
she
further-
retained an attorney, but how does Nick have? How's she gonna get that money? What does Nick have?
Questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms.
Okay, I don't see what. Okay, let's move on. That is just so crazy to me. I don't know. Do these folks back here look like Nick? Do they look like they could be his parents or no?
State calls Heather Kassotis.
Oh, we need Mrs. Heather.
Before the witness comes in, if everyone, please check your phones, make sure they're either off or on silent. I appreciate your cooperation.
Dang, he gets to see all the women he's been with during the last 10, I don't know, 10 years in the same courtroom. All right, come on. He's taking forever.
Where are the
Amen. Please raise your right hand and take the oath.
That's
Do you
crazy
swear
to me.
or affirm the testimony that you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Please have a seat.
Would you state your name, please?
Heather Thomas,
Where do you live?
Alexandria, Virginia.
Did you travel here from Alexandria, Virginia to testify for this trial?
Yes, I did.
How are you employed?
I work for the federal government at the Department of Commerce.
Okay.
Well, what are your duties there?
I'm a government contracting official.
Are you married?
Yes, I am.
When did you get married?
In October of 2015.
Do you have any children?
Yes, I have one daughter.
How old is she?
She's 8.
Okay.
Is your husband employed?
Yes,
Where is he employed?
the Department of Defense.
From where you're seated, can you see the defendant, Nicholas Kassotis, in this case?
Yes,
Do you know that person?
yes.
How do you
No,
know
that's so
him?
crazy.
I was married to him.
From when to when?
2009 to 2015
Dang.
on eHarmony.
Oh no.
And how long after meeting him was it?
I know this case is also a really it's a bad commercial for online dating. Because we have Heather, we have Mindy. Oh, the other one was Twitter though. Yeah. What's her name? Samantha.
You became married.
Very quickly after.
Was he in the military?
Yes,
What branch?
the Navy.
What was his job in the Navy?
He was a JAG officer.
At some point while he was in the Navy, was he deployed to Italy?
Yes,
From when to when?
2011 to 2013.
And what was his job when he was in Italy?
He worked as a prosecutor.
While you guys were in Italy, did he acquire a dog?
We acquired a dog.
Dang.
What was the
He
dog's
said that's
name?
my dog too.
I'm showing you a photograph now and ask if you can identify.
She's crying over the dog.
Yes,
What's it a picture of?
that's my dog, Rusty.
Is it fairly and accurate?
Sounds like they were fighting over the dog during the divorce proceedings. That's I'm assuming. Brooklyn says reasonable doubts too high, nothing's clear. Count 4, he'll be convicted. I don't know that I agree with you, but okay.
The way Rusty appeared.
Yes,
You're getting emotional.
She wanted the dog
That.
during the
I
divorce.
was lucky enough to spend the last 2 years of his life with him,
Oh, is he
Living at
dead?
your place.
living at our house. Yes.
I'll tender at this time State's Exhibit 2.46.
Any objection? No objection. It is admitted.
That man is not a real prosecutor. We established that on the very first day of this trial. Okay.
During the time of your marriage to the defendant, did he ever work out of the Pentagon?
Yes.
Do you know what his job there was?
It was on, I only knew it was code 13.
What does
Do you
that
know
mean?
what that means?
No, I don't.
I don't know. Let's look it up.
Also, during the time that you were married, did he have occasion to attend Georgetown University?
Yes.
Where's that located?
In
Fonzie.
Washington, D.C.
And do you know what his area of study was?
I believe it was international.
Code 13.
In the beginning of your relationship, can you describe for the jury your relationship to him?
Yes, it was pretty much what I thought was a normal relationship. Very smooth sailing, never fought, kind of like best friends
Okay.
in a way.
Did he ever indicate to you whether he wanted?
Why'd you get
children?
divorced?
Yes, he did. We both did.
Do you have a medical condition that makes that unlikely?
Yes, I have polycystic ovarian syndrome, PCOS.
I don't want to get into your business. I'll leave it alone.
Notwithstanding that medical condition, were you able to get pregnant while married with him?
Yes,
And
Okay.
what happened to that pregnancy?
it was lost.
How did your relationship change over time?
It felt like we were more roommates
Okay.
instead of married.
Whose idea was it to get a divorce?
I believe it was mutual, but more so myself.
Okay. She wanted out.
And there was a proceeding that was filed.
Brooklyn said she was. Let me be respectful. Let's move on.
In the Circuit Court of Fairfax County, Virginia, concerning this matter.
Yes,
And if you had an opportunity to view States Exhibit 2.45A, 45B, 45C, 45D, and 45E
Show them to me.
prior to coming in here today,
yes, I have.
and you recognize these as documents pertaining to your divorce,
Yes,
I'll tender each of these exhibits, Your Honor. They're certified copies of those documents that I've shown to.
All right. Can you?
Without objection.
After the action for divorce was filed, did you become separated?
yes,
Did you move out?
yes, I did.
Where did you move to?
Where do
I
they
moved
live?
to nearby in Alexandria.
During the period of separation, were there discussions about infidelity,
Of course,
and who raised those?
Nick did.
Did you cheat on him during the course of your marriage?
No,
How quickly was the divorce granted after the petition was filed?
it was granted in October of 2015.
What does that mean?
Now,
How much time
the
lapsed?
court documents show Nicholas James Kassotis as the plaintiff in this divorce, and you're referred to as the defendant.
Yes,
Why is that?
we both didn't have a need for an attorney. He was an attorney and he said he could take care of it. And I trusted him that he would.
Can you see from where you're seated a photograph, States Exhibit number 2.32? Can you see it?
Yes,
You recognize the person?
Is Jim McIntyre taking the stand or not? Do we know?
Who is this person?
it's Mindy.
How did you know Mindy?
I knew her as his wife, his new wife.
Do you recall when you first met her?
It was by happenstance in a public setting. She had no idea who I was.
When he would refer to her, how would he refer to her?
Can you clarify the
By
question?
initials?
Yes, M.
I was leading, by the way.
And the grounds for the divorce were what?
Irreconcilable differences.
What were his obligations under the divorce?
He was required to pay off the personal loan or refinance it if he couldn't pay it off
What personal
in
loan?
his own name. He was required to refinance or pay off the truck that he was driving. And he was required to either refinance or sell the property on Adrian Drive.
And at some point, was he ordered to pay you $1.5 million?
That's crazy. Why?
Did he?
No,
How long after your divorce was it before he and Mindy got married, roughly?
About a year, almost to the
Okay.
day.
And after your divorce from him, did you continue to correspond with him?
Yes, of course. We were very friendly. It was a very amicable divorce.
And how would you communicate with him after the divorce?
Text. He came to visit with the dogs. We had 2 dogs at the time, Stitch and Rusty. Email,
Oh, so she got Stitch, he got
whatever
Rusty.
was convenient.
Do you know how he was employed during the time he was married to Mindy?
I was told that from him, that he worked for the Department of the Navy.
For how long?
I don't know.
Did he ever express interest in starting a cybersecurity business?
He
Oh, wow.
mentioned cybersecurity as an area that he was interested, yes.
Between 2015 and 2019, did the defendant cooperate with the divorce obligations?
No.
Did that cause any kind of hardship?
Why did she deserve
Of course.
$1.5 million though?
It put me through a lot of emotional stress, but importantly, it put me through a lot of scrutiny for my own employment. I was, and still do hold a security clearance that required your credit to be good and all of your bills paid, all of that stuff. And by him not doing that for many, many months, I was in a situation where a piece of paper to submit to the Office of Personnel Management wasn't going to cut it. They wanted to see full extent of the law to pursue the resolution of that because my employment was at stake.
Referring your attention to Exhibit
I don't get that, but okay.
2.45B, dated 18.
Brooklyn said that Nick Kassotis is a better attorney than Doug. Doug, no bueno. Doug, maybe he's good at other areas of the law, but Doug is not a criminal defense lawyer. As for Nick Kassotis, they claim he was a prosecutor. Nick Kassotis was not a real prosecutor, okay? He was doing JAG. JAG, that is not real prosecution. So as far as who the better attorney is between Doug and Nick, I'm not sure.
No consent order. He was ordered
But Doug,
to pay
this is not for him.
you the $1.5 million plus $90,000 in interest in that consent order.
It's crazy.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
And $10,000 in attorney fees.
That's correct.
And then the case was continued almost exactly 30 days to December 28th, 2018. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And was there a hearing on December 28th, 2018?
Yes.
In Exhibit 2.45C shows the court found him not in compliance with the November 28, 2018 consent order and ordered Nicholas Kassotis to appear before the court on January 4th, 2019 to show cause why he should not be held in contempt.
That's right.
Did you go to that January 4th hearing?
Yes, I did.
What happened at that hearing?
The judge was very upset after he heard Nick testify under oath that he not only had the money, he had more than enough of the money,
Okay.
and that he just was refusing to pay it.
Oh,
So
wow.
the
He
judge was
said
not
that?
inclined.
He admitted having how much money?
$32 million.
That's crazy.
And did he tell the court he was having difficulty accessing that money?
Yes.
What did he tell the court?
He told the court that his wife, his current wife, Mindy, was holding his funds and that he thought that she had a claim to it because it was earned during his marriage with her,
Okay.
and that he was pursuing other actions with her. But the judge was like, well, I can't bring her into court.
I don't understand why Nick left his job, because it sounds like his real troubles began when he became unemployed. So what's not clear to me, and maybe it's one of those circumstances that cannot be brought before the jurors, I just don't understand why he left his job.
But you're here, so you need to put a move on it. and I want this done. I want to see movement in a week. Otherwise, your liberty is at stake.
Now, before that hearing, was there another similar hearing that occurred?
Yes,
What happened at that similar hearing?
there was a case right before ours where very similar circumstances, though not to the degree or the amount owed by any means, was playing out, and we were both in the courtroom. And that ended where the spouse that owed the money left in handcuffs.
Whoop.
And so Nick asked to meet with my attorney and I in the mediation room after we continued. And that's when the additional $90,000 and the $10,000 came from.
Nick said he's not going to
So was
prison.
Nick in the courtroom to witness that incident where the man was taken out in
Yes.
handcuffs? Did he ever comply with that court order for the $1.5 million interest and the attorney fees?
No,
I'm showing you now what's marked as 2.45E. Do you know what that is?
yes,
What? Go ahead.
it's a bench warrant for failure to appear.
A bench warrant for who?
For
Oh, so he didn't show up?
And it's dated when?
Okay,
December.
that to me it sounds like this is who Nick was actually running away from. That's what it sounds like to me. This is why he was on the run, not, the security and all that stuff. Brooklyn says Nick is doing all the note taking and preparing the questions. That's because Doug doesn't know how to cross examine. Not to say that Nick is a better cross examiner, because so far they have not asked a question that has impressed me.
23rd, 2020.
Have you ever threatened him with violence?
No,
Yeah, but this is why he was running.
Are you familiar with him changing his last name?
I did not find that out until after he was arrested.
And did he ever explain to you why he changed the name?
No,
Are you familiar with the last name of Stark?
it made me think of the Game of Thrones character, frankly.
Oh wow,
And who
Game
was
of
that
Thrones?
character?
That was one of the main characters that was probably, I think, killed first.
Did you and the defendant watch the Game of Thrones during the time you were married?
Yes,
That's crazy. Look at the father. The father looked at the mom like, would you listen to this shit? Hold on, the father. This is
I
wild.
think killed first.
Did you and the defendant watch the Game of Thrones during the time you were married?
Yes,
He said, look at this shit right here.
At some point, did you become familiar with the GBI sketch?
yes.
Tell the jury about that. How did you
Wow.
become familiar with it?
Well, I received a random text message
Mhm.
asking if I was ever married to Nick.
Okay.
And of course, I was hesitant to respond to a stranger, but nonetheless, the curiosity got the best of me. And so
That's how people
she told me about,
Objection.
Who's she?
Sustain the objection.
Based on what she told you, what did you do?
based on what she told me, I looked it up and I saw a similarity as far as the sketch was concerned. And I called the GBI to.
She wanted to be involved. She wants her
That
money.
looks remarkably like Mindy because of the jawline.
Did you tell the GBI who you were?
No, I did not.
I believe your testimony was you remarried shortly after the divorce.
Yes, I did.
Was there a time that the defendant saw you after your divorce when you were pregnant?
Yes,
Were you obviously pregnant?
yes.
What?
And describe to the jury what happened on that occasion when the defendant saw you pregnant.
Nick was very uncomfortable when he saw me. He did utter the congratulations, but the body language wasn't matching. Later on after that meeting, which is actually the last time that I saw my other dog Stitch, my husband made very similar comments, saying that it was very awkward and that he could tell that Nick was very uncomfortable.
That's all the questions I have.
Okay.
Mr. Weinstein,
All right, let's see what Weinstein or Kassotis has for us.
Good afternoon, Ms. Thomas. I'm Doug Weinstein. I'm representing Nick Kassotis in this case. I have a few questions for you.
A few, you better have a lot.
Your divorce from Nick Kassotis was final on October 15th, 2015, correct?
That's correct.
When did you get married to your husband, to Anthony Thomas?
Yeah, October 16th.
That's crazy.
The very next-
She said, what? Hold on.
Divorce from Nick Kassotis was final on October 15th,
hell?
2015, correct?
That's correct.
When did you get married to your husband, to Anthony Thomas?
Yeah, October 16th.
Man, these people love getting married. Like, what?
The very next day?
Yes,
Nick raised the issue of infidelity with you, correct?
yeah,
He accused you of infidelity.
yes,
And do you still maintain that you did not commit infidelity?
correct. I met my husband well after we had already separated. I had not started dating my husband until July. And while that does seem fast, it is possible to find the love of your
You
life.
know it's possible. Nick has been married 3 times, okay?
You say that Nick failed to follow the obligations in your initial divorce decree, correct?
Correct,
And that he was supposed to pay off some type of loan, either refinance it, but pay it off so you're off the loan, correct?
correct, yeah. Just remove my name, however he wanted to do that.
You're
What
supposed to
was the
pay
loan
off.
for? It's not relevant, but I personally want to know what the loan was for. How much was the loan? Was it $1 million?
The truck, and he was supposed to refinance or sell the marital home that y'all had.
That's right. Mhm,
And he did not do those things, correct?
that's right.
Where's the
And
home?
you pursued him to do those things.
Absolutely.
And following that, there was a consent order, correct?
That's right.
And that consent order was from, I guess, November 28th, 2018. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. And in that consent order, can you tell me this? How did you reach the consent order? How did you reach the numbers in the consent order? How did you come up with the figures? How did you guys come up with the figures? in
We
the
came
consent
up with the figures. We had an addendum made that we mutually agreed to, and we had notarized, and we had added. So it was then part of the divorce decree.
And when you say we, that's you and Nick, and I
Correct.
guess whatever attorneys were involved. Is that correct?
He never had an attorney, but yes, I had an attorney.
Okay. And
You should have
so
got
that $1.5 million that he had agreed to pay you, he agreed to that. He agreed to the 1.5 million in the course of the negotiation, correct?
Correct.
And
Okay,
had you
Weinstein, what exactly? Ask a real goddamn question. Ask a real question.
seen any evidence that Nick had $1.5 million?
No.
Have you seen, or at the time, or
So
at any
why would he then agree to paying his wife $1.5 million if he knew he doesn't have the money?
time did you see any evidence that Nick Kassotis had the $32 million that he said he had?
When he testified under oath.
I understand that. Did you see any, did you see any documentation of the $32 million?
No.
Bank statements
Oh, yes.
that showed $32 million?
They were fake, but yes.
And
That is
when you
crazy to me. That's why Doug Weinstein, sit your fucking ass down. Like, sit your butt down. Let Nick Kassotis be the one to be up here cross-examining, because he is asking questions he does not know answers to, and making his client, the client's a liar, the client's a liar, right? But I don't like this.
followed up on that, do you remember the bank?
Bank of America?
Okay. Did you do anything with Bank of America to see if there was $32 million in there?
I tried filing the judgment in every single banking institution in the Virginia area, sir.
And were you successful at getting the $1.5 million from any of those banks?
No.
What did they say about
What
the
is he
$32
writing?
million when you presented Bank of America with those statements?
They've never heard of them.
Okay, again, I don't understand what Doug is trying to accomplish, because he's not accomplishing a damn thing. Not with a cross examination. He did not get anywhere. Usually I like cross examination of non-expert, non-law enforcement witnesses, because oftentimes the defendant has enough information about the witness to make for decent cross-examination. Nick was married to this woman, so why don't we have real cross-examination?
You say that both you and your husband thought that Nick Kassotis was uncomfortable when he saw that you were pregnant. Does it surprise you that an ex-husband is uncomfortable when he sees his ex-wife pregnant?
It depends. If you have a good relationship before then, and you already knew about it, then seeing it probably wouldn't have made a big difference.
The GBI interviewed you prior to today, correct?
That's right.
You recall telling the GBI that Heather was living with you guys?
Wait, who? Yeah, I was about to say.
Recall telling the GBI that Heather was living with you guys?
I'm Heather.
I'm sorry, I apologize, Mindy.
Yes, and I corrected them immediately because that's not true.
I was about to say, why was Mindy living with you?
Okay, I have no further questions. Thank you very much.
That's a terrible way to end cross-examination. Doug Weinstein, don't touch another criminal case again. They should not assign you any more criminal cases, none whatsoever.
Anything else, counsel?
May she be excused?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Hughes. Have a good day.
What a waste. That's it? That's crazy. Brooklyn, you said I should listen to the first wife and who else? It was the first wife and somebody else. Who's this? This is
Your Honor, does the court wish to go straight into Agent Sands'
and I don't have time to stand.
I think we look good. We can go ahead.
Okay. At this time, the state calls Agent Tracy Sands.
Yeah, we don't have time to get through. We don't have time to get through him, but let's see what we can do.
He's already been sworn. Simply remind you that you're still under oath.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, Agent Sands.
Good afternoon.
Agent Sands, I know you have testified just briefly, but I'm going to start back at the beginning if that's okay.
Okay.
Can you please state and spell your name for the court reporter?
My name is Tracy, Tracy, Sands, Sands.
Where do you work?
Work with the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. I'm currently assigned to the Region 5 Field Office, which is Statesboro, Georgia. But we cover a 10-county region, and Liberty County is one of those counties.
Does that also cover the region surrounding Liberty?
It does.
Okay. And what is your rank and title there?
I'm a Special Agent 3.
How long have you worked for the GBI?
I've worked for the GBI my entire career for the last 30 years. I've only been a GBI agent for 25 of those 30 years.
Only
I was
25.
essentially worked with a grant-funded task force and a deputy sheriff in 5 counties as a narcotics agent for the first 5 years.
And in that task force, did that involve federal agencies as well?
It did.
Can you tell the jury what federal agencies you had a relationship with?
During that period of time, it was basically during the crack cocaine era. I worked undercover for a couple of years and later started working with ATF, DEA, U.S. Marshals, FBI. We worked with a lot of federal agencies during that period and continue to this day to work with federal agencies.
Do you still retain those relationships in your current role?
Oh, I do.
Okay. As a special agent with the GBI, did you receive any specialized training at the beginning of your career?
I did. I started off, I had a 4-year college degree, which was required to actually apply as a special agent. From there, I attended their 16-week academy in Forsyth, Georgia. Once I left basically it's agent school at that time, I was assigned to a senior agent for approximately 1 year for field training.
And in that field training, would it be fair to say you basically shadow him?
I did.
Okay. Did you continue your training throughout the course of your career?
I did. GBI has sent me to numerous training and classes over the years. Some of the Georgia Public Safety Training Center, some taught by instructors there from various different agencies. I most recently had a class in Atlanta with the Secret Service where federal agencies have taught. So I could go on for hours.
Oh, no, let's go. We
Classes
need to
I've
get
taken
past
over the years.
this. I don't have time for this.
Sure, sure. You indicated that it's important to.
Hold on, let me get to cross. Oh, hold on. There's something going on. Okay, let's see what this is.
And I'm now showing you 1.22. Does that show it further into the frame?
Yes, ma'am.
Would it be fair to say that's a couple seconds later?
Yes, ma'am.
And then you indicated it passed back sometime 40 minutes later. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm now showing 1.23. Is that the one that we're referring to?
Yes, ma'am.
And what time is that scene?
It's at 12 and with 13 seconds.
Okay. And did that appear to you to be the same vehicle?
Yes, ma'am, it did.
I'm now showing you 1.24.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that the same at a different position in the roadway?
That's correct.
Okay. Do you have the actual videos that we talked about with Mr. Glover?
Yes, and they were preserved on a DVR.
Okay. At this time, Your Honor, I'm going to seek to publish 1.25, the 2 clips. I may have just a moment.
Well, I don't have a moment, madam. Let's get going.
Is this the portion of the video clip that we attempted to watch with Mr. Glover?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's hope it works now.
Let's see.
And what did you observe there?
A log truck or a timber truck.
They should have used that to their advantage. They being the defense. They should have actually requested surveillance footage for the entire day and referred to a cross-examined on every vehicle that passed through.
Did you see that same vehicle that we captured the screenshots from?
Yes, ma'am.
Would it be fair to say that this was the actual segment of the original video?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And was there a second segment that captures it going back the other direction?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm now going to seek to play that second exhibit now, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Come on.
Portion that you observed.
Hold on. How much time lapsed?
Was that the second portion that you observed?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm now stopping at 12 and 22 seconds. Thank you. Now, you took screenshots and we saw them here. Is that right?
Hundreds of screenshots.
Did you try to figure out who was behind the driver's seat?
Yes, ma'am.
Zoom in?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you ask cybersecurity to do everything they could to try and enhance or blow that up?
Yes, ma'am, we did.
What happened when you tried to blow it up or zoom in?
It was distorted, but I was able to discern some information from it.
Okay, what did you observe?
I observed a white male in the vehicle, but I couldn't identify the white male.
As a result of that, was that enough for you to take warrants at that time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you took warrants on that day, or do you know when?
No, it was an addition.
Let's take a
Okay.
look at these
So let's
comments.
go through the rest of that.
Yes.
Ultimately, when you determined that that vehicle was present at the location, did you secure any of the phone records in connection with this case?
Yes, ma'am.
And we heard some testimony from Agent Bernie of the FBI. Is that correct?
The phone records actually came later. I took the warrants before the phone records returned.
Okay. So if we can, let's go back just then a little bit. You indicated that ultimately you developed the leads through the forensic sketches,
That's
correct?
And DNA. Yes.
And DNA. Tell us how it came to be that you found out about the DNA.
The DNA was a lead provided to us by the gene to gene that you had heard, which we identified Miss Betsy Mevin, the mother, and were able to go and get her DNA to compare.
And ultimately, did you get a result from the identification of Mrs. Betsy Mevin and your unidentified female?
We did. The report was actually issued on May the 10th, but I was not notified until May the 11th of 2023.
And at that time, once you identified that it was Mrs. Mindy Kassotis, did that further enhance your position of taking warrants?
Yes, ma'am, but I'd already taken the warrants at that point too.
Okay. What other information at that point had you received concerning Mr. Kassotis in connection with this case?
And you mean at the time of arrest warrants?
Yes, sir.
At the time of arrest warrants, I'd received the information through the interviews with Mindy's mother and father, as well as information from our intelligence unit and the FBI intelligence unit and the Pennsylvania State Police of name changes, tag changes, in addition to other information such as car wash records and things like that that had led me to believe the probable cause.
Hold on, let's get to Cross. I'm tired. I'm falling asleep. And I have a deposition in the morning. But I suppose people are finally getting on board. Doug Weinstein does not know what the hell he's doing.
Through the Pennsylvania State Police, as well as a search of the vehicle identification number.
Okay. And as a result, did you find a claim?
We did.
And what company was that with?
Cure Insurance.
When we say Cure, you mean C-U-R-E?
C-U-R-E.
Okay. Did they send you the records for that?
Yes, ma'am, they did.
And were those business records?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, I'd seek to tender these exhibits as they were previously indicated as noticed
Okay.
business records for Cure.
No objection.
They are, my apologies, Your Honor. They are listed on USB 1.101 under the folder Cure. I now seek to publish those, Your Honor.
You may.
Is that the car?
Yes, ma'am.
Would it be fair to say that you received those pictures directly from Cure?
Yes, ma'am.
Did they send you a series of
Did
photographs?
they investigate?
I'm now going
Cause
to
of
shift
fire.
through them. If you could just tell us if these are in fact the photographs that you received from Cure. Images 1.jpg,
Yes, ma'am.
2.jpg, 3.jpg,
Yes.
4.jpg,
Yes.
5.jpg,
Yes.
6.jpg,
Yes.
7.jpg,
Yes.
8.jpg,
Yes.
9-point JPEG,
Yes.
10-point JPEG,
Yes.
11-point JPEG?
Yes.
And is that the actual indicator that provided the screenshot?
Yes. Now, this was independent from the Cure records, this
Okay.
screenshot.
Okay. How did you secure that document? Do
We
you turn
actually
that off?
searched the VIN on Google and found it listed on auction.
Wait, what?
We have records, this screenshot.
Okay. How did you secure that document? Do
We
you turn
actually
that off?
searched the VIN on Google and found it listed on auction.
Madam Clerk, can you turn that off, please? Thank you. When you reviewed those documents and photographs, do you recall when you received them?
I do not.
Okay. Did they ultimately come in during the course of the investigation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When Mr. Kassotis had his interviews with you, did you attempt to investigate the information he provided you during the course of those interviews?
Yes, ma'am, we did.
And did you run down those leads with respect to different agencies and locations to attempt to confirm that or verify that?
Yes, ma'am. We contacted the Pennsylvania State Police at that time.
And what, if anything, did you request of the Pennsylvania State Police to do?
To review the vehicle even further and to try to make a determination as to what happened with it.
Okay. Were you able to locate a knife inside of that vehicle?
We were not.
Okay.
Now, the car itself that we talked about, the 2022 Ford Explorer purchased at J.C. Lewis, you saw those records, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Were there any payments for that vehicle from a Jim McIntyre?
No, ma'am.
Uh-oh.
Were there any payments by Apis Security?
No, ma'am.
It was a good
And
question.
specifically, that was paid for by whom?
Mr. Kassotis.
Your Honor, I have entered some demonstrative exhibits referencing the flock camera photograph with the car that had been connected to December 1st of title and the photographs of the rugs. I am going to seek to introduce the originals without any demonstrative aids for them to the jury, just so that we're clear. They are on 1.101 under photographs, under flock, and 1.101 under photographs, and it lists old rug and replacement rug.
Yeah, I want to see that.
All right, they're admitted.
Thank you. My apologies, just one moment, Your Honor. Now, ultimately, did you learn of an individual by the name of Samantha Kolyesnik?
I did.
And did you receive the text message exchanges between Ms. Kolyesnik and Mr. Kassotis?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Were you aware of when those communications had initiated?
Back in October of 2022.
Was that before or after Mrs. Mebane Kassotis was deceased?
Before.
Or I could have answered that.
And where did you receive those text messages from?
From Ms. Kolsnick via email.
And ultimately, did you determine the information she provided here in this courtroom concerning their courtship,
Yes, ma'am.
their engagement,
Yes, ma'am.
and their marriage?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you secure the records concerning that from her?
Yes, ma'am.
Somebody's squinting.
And were you aware of that information?
Yes, ma'am.
Why was that important to your investigation?
As in,
The information that you had about from Mrs. at the time, Mrs. Kassotis, now Samantha Kolyesnik.
The name had changed actually at that time to start.
Oh,
And
start.
other name changes and the continuation. The relationship began before and continued till they got married and other information.
My apologies. So she was never Kassotis. She was Mrs. Stark at the time.
Right.
That's correct.
Okay. And she's now not,
That's
correct?
correct.
All right, hold on. I need to fast forward. I'm sleepy. Is this cross? Cannot make it out.
Mr. Kassotis and Heather Thomas had their divorce.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you get the records concerning their divorce?
Yes, ma'am, we did.
Were you aware of the outstanding monies that were due?
Yes, ma'am.
1.5
Fair
million.
to say that you heard that testimony concerning approximately $1,590,000, 90 plus 10, I guess, so total $1.6 million.
Yes, ma'am.
Crazy.
Was there still a warrant out for his arrest concerning those records?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, a man was on the run. Okay, that's the real explanation.
And specifically, counsel introduced these records through Ms. Thomas. Those would be states 2.45
Use
A,
my
B, C, D, and E. Is that right?
I'd have to see them.
It's okay.
Lots of numbers. Yes, ma'am, that would be correct.
And were you aware of that prior to Mr. Kassotis being apprehended or after?
I was aware before.
I can have just a moment.
Okay, let's get to cross. I'm ready. Go to sleep.
Can I see that last set of exhibits?
It's fine.
Good afternoon, Agent Sands.
Good afternoon.
I know that we're at the end of a long day. So, let me ask you a question regarding name changes. Do you know how long it takes a name change to filter through the Social Security system?
I do not.
Let me ask you about the interview that you conducted with Mr. Kassotis. You conducted 2 interviews with him, correct?
That's correct.
And you were there for both of those interviews, except for maybe the last portion of the second interview, correct?
That's correct.
Where did the first interview take place?
The first interview was in Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And do you know what conditions Mr. Kassotis was kept in prior to being interviewed?
I do not.
Are you aware that there were mice in his cell?
Objection, Your Honor. May we approach?
The prosecution
Just going
said,
to sustain the objection and ask the jury to just completely disregard that question. Please move on.
Yes, Your Honor. You're not aware of the
getting,
conditions. The
reprimanded by the
what
judge.
about his transport before he came down here to the Liberty County Sheriff's Office? Can you tell us about his transport?
I was not present during the transport. I knew it was by airplane.
Do you
Oh,
know the logistics?
Pull him out.
I do not.
Do you know when he was woken up to be transported down here?
I do not.
Do you know when he arrived?
That would be denoted at the interview time because he had just arrived.
Alexa, stop.
So prior to the interview being conducted, he had just been flown down here from up there, correct?
That's correct. He was flown into Savannah and then actually driven to the Liberty County Sheriff's Office and was interviewed almost immediately.
He was not given an opportunity to rest or recover, correct?
He was not.
And hopefully you
Let me
wrote
ask you-
pre-trial, drafted pre-trial motions. Hopefully you challenged, because I considered, I think I've talked about this before, as far as challenging the admissibility of his statements. Usually that stuff, for the most part, that stuff comes in. I don't know, Doug.
Some more
Watson.
questions about those interviews. As a law enforcement officer, are you permitted by law to lie to suspects during the course of an interrogation?
Objection, Your Honor. This asks for the witness to make a legal conclusion.
Well, let me rephrase it then. In the course of your training, are you trained that at times you can lie to a suspect during an interrogation?
Yes,
And
That's correct.
that is
and they use the word lie, but yeah. But you can.
mislead?
That's correct.
Okay, let's say mislead then.
That's correct.
I'll stick to that language. And when I say you, I'm going to be referring to, in the course of the interrogation, to both you and Investigator Frost.
Okay.
You recall telling my client, telling Mr. Kassotis, that there'd been a logging truck in front of him going down that road, correct?
Yes, I do.
And there was going to be an identification based on that logging truck. That logging truck could identify him down that road. He had been spotted.
Yes, that's what appeared on the camera. Yes.
What about that he had left DNA at the scene where Mindy's body was located?
I don't recall that specific wording.
Tell me if this sounds correct or incorrect. And this is you specifically,
Okay.
Agent Sands. You said, quote, the 45 minutes that you spent there at one location with the tubs, and then Investigator Frost interjected, and the knife. And then you said your DNA. Do you recall that?
Oh, yes, sir. I did.
At another portion of the interview,
I don't know where this
tell me if you recall this,
cross-examination is going.
you said your elaborate story of on the run
Let me fast forward a little bit.
insurance on Mindy Kassotis.
I did not.
Who's this back here? Does he have a YouTube channel?
Let's talk about the pumping station and the camera at the pumping station.
Okay.
Were you the one that went to look at the DVR at the pumping station?
Yes, sir. I actually was there. It was retrieved off the wall and handed to me.
Okay. The DVR is the digital video recorder, correct?
That's correct.
It stores the images that are captured by the camera at the pumping station, correct?
That's correct.
The camera at the pumping station captures images based on motion, right?
There are multiple cameras there, and I know that some were motion activated and some were fixed.
The camera from which we saw video and still photos today, was that a motion activated camera?
Yes, sir, it was.
And you showed today clips of a Ford Explorer similar to my client's Ford Explorer captured by that camera, correct?
That's correct.
That camera captured other images as well during that, let's say that 27th through 29th period, correct?
Yes, sir, it did.
Do you know how many other images were captured of vehicles?
I do not.
Did you look at all those images that were captured of vehicles?
I would not say all. I looked at a lot of those images. Pretty much the area of that graph.
I'm tired. I'm done with Doug Weinstein. Okay, you guys. Have a pleasant Wednesday. I don't know that I'll be up here tomorrow. I'm looking forward more so Thursday. I'll be here on Thursday, okay? I cannot commit tomorrow. I'm tired right now. I have a deposition tomorrow. I'm probably going to be tired after that deposition. So let us reconvene on Thursday, okay? We'll reconvene on Thursday. We'll see where we are with with closing. I am interested in finding out, well, listening to Doug Weinstein's closing. I don't have a lot of high hopes, but nevertheless, I'm looking forward to it. All right, you guys have, enjoy your Wednesday, your Thursday, and I'll see you in a few days.